Hey, how we doing, everybody? Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday night on the live stream here on the Master and Drum Whiskey Room. How's everyone doing tonight? Glad to see you here. Have a really cool show tonight, guys. Going to be sipping on some barrel picks. Going to be sipping on some samples. We have giveaways. We have some, what else do I got going on? We're going to announce the contest winner who's going to be coming on the channel live with me next week. So, really excited to see you guys. Should be a lot of fun tonight. So, first, I'm going to pour my first dram of the night, guys. Let's get right into it here. So I have a sample, and I don't know if he's here yet in the chat, but I do have a sample of Blackened. This is the Metallica whiskey that I got from my good friend Antonio over at Whiskey Quest. So he sent this to me. This hasn't hit Ohio yet, and I've been really kind of wanting to try this. So I'm going to pour a little Blackened tonight. Check out this stuff here. It's pretty light. So before we take our first dram of the night, guys, let's check out the chat. Let's see who's here. Some of you guys are here pretty early, so I appreciate that. Bourbon Sane is in the house. How you doing, guys? Bourbon Sane. Check out his channel, guys. He's doing an amazing job. Steve A. DJ Beacon. How you doing, buddy? Dave Sitterman. Steven Sussman. Let's see. Who else? Working my way down here. Mike Snook's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Kenneth Kennelty. Nice to see you, sir. Mike Snook, Dan the Man Trout's in the house. How you doing, everybody? Cap and Make It Happen, probably in the gym in Texas. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Let's see. Brian Brennicky, Brandon Weiss. Oh, he's sipping on some Kitchen Table. Good stuff, man. Michael Hassett is here, sipping on some Eagle Rare tonight. DJ Beacon. He is having, ask him about the Chattanooga 1816. Andrew Sproul's in the house. Cat Strength, that is Vito. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming. Lewis Keen's in the house. Let's see, who else we got? Monica Willits, how we doing? Thanks for coming, Monica. Donner Pass Whiskey, how you doing, buddy? Joe Green, how you doing, man? Wish I could say what he's got to work. Oh, sorry, Joe. Thanks for popping in, man. Ryan Follick's in the house, and Peter White's in the house. All right, we got a lot of people coming in. Awesome. Nice to see you guys, too. So I'm going to take a little sip of Blackened here before we get into the show here. So for those of you that don't know, Blackened is the whiskey that Dave Pickerel worked on, the late, great Dave Pickerel. He kind of collaborated with Metallica on this whiskey. This is a blend of bourbons and ryes, undisclosed locations where he sourced. A lot of people think he took some stuff from Whistle Pig, some stuff from NGP, blended them together, and then they're finished in black brandy casks. And they called it Black Noise. It's kind of this low rumbling of Metallica music that they played throughout the warehouses while it was aging for more barrel interaction. So let's see what we get on the nose here for the bourbon, for Blackened. Yeah, it's super fruity on the nose. There's a nuttiness to it, I think, from that brandy as well. But it's really sweet. A lot of candy. Really good stuff. It's got a nice nose. It's definitely super sweet. I mean, you definitely smell that brandy influence. There's almost like a, sometimes I talk about like dark caramels being in whiskey, but this is like a light caramel scent I'm getting. Almost like when you crack open a Milky Way bar and the caramel's there. Yeah, Bourbon Insane. I got a bunch of different glasses I'm trying here tonight. I have a Tribeca glass, the Glencairn, and the Copita glasses, which these are very quickly becoming my favorite. These are really good nosing glasses. If any of you have not tried a Copita or a Copita glass, they're really, really great for nosing. Let's see, everyone's kind of going in, seeing what they're sipping on. Hey, Santa Cruz is in the house. Nice to see you, buddy. Go Habs, I think I saw you. How you doing, man? Ryan Parles is here. He's at work, but not working. Very cool, man. All right, let's go for a sip, guys. Cheers to the first dram of the night. Thanks for coming. Whiskey Wednesday. Here we go. Oh, it's super, super sweet. Oh, man, that is... wow, that has a lot of... I'm almost getting strawberry and cherry on there. A lot of berry flavor from the brandy. Not a super high proof on this one. I forgot the proof of it. I think it's, I looked it up earlier. Let me see. What's the proof on this baby? This is, yeah, it's only 90 proof, so it's not too hot going down. Yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely a really good, just a easy sipping whiskey. Not too much depth of flavor there. There's it's very sweet, very easy. It's a good whiskey. I kind of like the brandy influence. It's not too bad. I mean, it makes it very sweet. Not as sweet as a port. There's a little bit of nuttiness character left in there, but it's pretty good. I like it. Let's see. What do we got here going on in the chat? Steve A is having some Blackened. So if he said he didn't have some Blackened himself, he'd if he didn't already pour that, he'd have some Blackens. I got you, man. Monica Will, it's too bad it's not Warrant. It would be cherry pie. Nice, Monica. Yes, she's my cherry pie. That should be like if I ever go on like a barrel pick and is a lot of cherry notes, I'm gonna fight to name it cherry pie. Oh, see, now the sweetness is kind of going away and becoming a little bit more oaky. It's a good whiskey. Let me see here. Oh, we got let's see. Okay, very cool, guys. All right, so before we get into tasting some of these picks, let me go over through the picks that I have tonight, guys. Should be pretty cool. So the first pick I'm going to be opening actually is going to be this Buffalo Trace pick. This is from Flick's liquor store on the border of Michigan and Ohio. I went there and, they had a really good selection of stuff. And I kind of asked, hey, do you have anything? And he said somebody was supposed to pick this pick up and they never showed up. So I grabbed it. So that's the first pick. The second pick we're going to be opening, guys, is this beautiful, beautiful Russell's Reserve. Now, I know a lot of you guys in the chat are familiar with Chad and Sarah from It's Bourbon Night. So this is their Russell's Reserve pick. This is the Hops to Go LBS Warehouse Delicious. And there's the label on the back. You can kind of see it. So I've heard amazing things about this pick from Hops to Go. Thanks to Jim Shannon for grabbing me this bottle. Really appreciate it. Then the last pick we're going to be sipping on is the Four Roses Single Barrel pick. This is a exclusive at the gift shop in Four Roses. This was selected by Brent Elliott himself, master distiller. It's an OESQ. This is a 20% rye mash bill with a floral essence as it comes to be described by Brent Elliott. So, Brent Elliott has a knack for picking great whiskey, so I cannot wait to check this one out tonight. So, should be pretty cool. Let's see here. What do we got here? Very cool. Awesome. Oh, how you doing, Richie Z? Thanks for coming in, buddy. Yes, the Hops to Go Russell's Reserve. Yeah, we're going to get in on that. So, before we get started, guys, as I like to do, I want to get into a little bit of some whiskey news that's hit the wire lately. A lot of stuff starting to come through after kind of the holiday season. So, let's go into our first story of the night. It is time for the news, and let's go to our first story, which is Michter's Distillery opening. Michter's Distillery is opening after years of restoration work. Michter's Fort Nelson Distillery will have an opening celebration on Thursday, January 31st, 2019. Public tours are scheduled to begin on February 2nd and can be booked at Michters.com. So this is located 801 West Main Street in Louisville's Museum Row. The distillery is directly across the street from the Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory and down the block from the Fraser History Museum. I am definitely going to be hitting that place up as soon as I get to Lexington. So let's go to our next story of the night. And we touched a little bit on this last week, guys. So this is Old Forester. This is the bottle. They're debuting its first new mash bill in over 150 years. Old Forester is launching a straight rye whiskey bottled at 50% ABV. It was made from 65% rye, 20% malted barley, and 15% corn. It's a recipe based on the historic Normandy rye brand. And it's only going to be $24, which I think is amazing. Going to be available next month in February. So keep an eye out. You know, they seem to have great distribution. So here we go. Let's go to the next one. Joining the regular Cooper's Craft bourbon is the higher proof version, which also undergoes a different maturation process. So this is Cooper's Craft filtered through beech and birch charcoal. The new charred oak barrel for Cooper's Barrel Reserve, however, has been chiseled on the inside to create more surface area for the whiskey and wood to interact, resulting in stronger flavors. It's higher proof than Original's Cooper's Craft. Will be available in dozens of states, $30 to $33 beginning February 2019. Also 100 proof. So we're back to the main scene here, guys. So this chiseling, carving, doing stuff to the different barrel staves is something that we've been seeing the last year or so, maybe a couple years. We saw it with Dewar's. If you guys are big Dewar's fans, Dewar's did a scratched cask edition where they literally went in and scratched the cask on the inside to allow more whiskey to get inside those little crevices inside the barrel. We saw this with Ardbeg Grooves. Where they went in and did the same thing, did some etchings in there and inside the barrel to create more of that interaction. We see this with Maker's Mark with the Private Select. They use these etched cuvee staves, which they put into the bourbon when they do their Private Selects to impart more flavor. So this isn't something that's new. We've been seeing it for a little while now, and it definitely makes a difference. I think if any of you've ever had any of the kind of those carved or scratched cask editions, let me know how you feel about it in the chat. It'd be pretty cool. Hey, we got our first super chat of the night from Whiskey in the Six. How you doing, man? Thanks for doing that, Whiskey in the Six. That's Rob. Guys, go check him out. And guess what? I have a new super chat thing for super chats. So for Rob, for you, buddy, to do the first super chat, here we go. That was my super chat drum solo. That was Neil Peart, by the way. I love Neil Peart. He's one of my favorite drummers. So that's my when you do a super chat, I have a couple of those set up for you guys in case you send one in. So the Dan Trap, yes, all the samples from last week were all sent out. If you guys haven't gotten them yet, they are on their way. Everything is out. So yeah, when you guys get them, enjoy them. All of them are amazing, courtesy of Dan the Man Trout. Really appreciate that. You all could thank Dan in the chat for being so gracious. Let's see. Yep. Yes, that's what that was, Steve A. Absolutely. Oh, Carl Palmer version. I'm gonna have different drummers, buddies. Go have. So I'm working on it. I have a couple of others tonight in case anyone sends any more super chats. So let's get into our second sample tonight, and I'm glad Richie Z's in the house. If he's still here, he sent me this sample. This is Parker's Heritage. This is a barrel finish Kentucky proof. This is 100 proof. Richie Z, if you're still in the chat, let me know. I believe this is the one that's finished in cognac. But just Richie Z, if you're in the house, double check that in the chat. I believe this is the and give me the year that this one came out because I don't remember offhand. Steve A, wait, there are other drummers? Yes, there are other drummers. Brian Brennicke's gonna sip on that Beetlejuice pick. Yeah, Peter White. Yeah, they're all retired. Rush retired. Well, definitely Neil Peart. The guy had so much muscles and had a lot of arthritis in his hands. You can imagine from playing like he did for so many years. Crazy stuff. All right. I'm going to pour this in here. Let's get into this one. I'm going to pour in a Glencairn glass. I'm going to save a little bit. Dan saying the Parker Heritage is amazing. Dan, you know this is the cognac finish, correct, buddy? Oh, Richie Z is here. Richie Z, so yeah, this is the cognac finish. And what year did this come out, buddy? Oh my God, this has an amazing nose. This is caramel drizzled roasted peanuts with cinnamon. Just complete delicious candy goodness there. There's a fruitiness quality too, but it's a little bit of a dark fruit. Wow, that's really really cool. Such a good nose. This is just pure nuttiness, pure delicious. Oh my god, that's that cinnamon and the almost a it's not clove. Wow, it's really good. I can't wait to sip on this one, guys. So let's see. Monica Wells Prime me. Did you see that Jim Beam drum set at Belmont? Bourbon Saint. Yeah, it is. It is very desserty. It's that cognac finish that's on it. It gives it a real nice. I think cognac is actually one of the better finishes that work with a bourbon, just because with cognac, I feel like there's an inherent nuttiness that it adds to a bourbon, and if a bourbon is already maybe kind of sweet, it really provides a great balance. So I really like cognac finishes. You know, I'm not a huge finished whiskey person, but you know, if it's done right, that barrel bourbon that I reviewed was absolutely insanely, ridiculously good. I can't say enough good things about it. The barrel dovetail. That's how you finish whiskeys and blend them. It was absolutely unreal. Hey, Eric Waits in the house. How you doing, buddy? Hello from California. Whiskey Padawan. Saw you in the Barrel and Drams live feed a few nights back. Yeah, how you doing, Whiskey Padawan? Yeah, I drop in there. I like his feed. Yeah, definitely has to be done right, Bourbon Sane. You can definitely go too far one way with finishing, too far another way. But I think when you really are stellar at blending it, it really can make an amazing whiskey. And this one on the nose already smells incredible. So I'm going to go in for a sip. Cheers, guys. Oh. Holy crap, that's good. The finish is going and going. Oh, that is like dark sesame seed candy. It's like a payday, like nuts and caramel. Wow, Richie Z, that's freaking awesome, man. Good stuff. Eric Wade is drinking Pinot Noir tonight. Been a while. Yeah, Eric say wine sommelier. He's been doing whiskey for so long now. I was wondering when he was going to whip out a bottle of wine. Let me go in for another sip here, guys. Wow, this is... Oh, I just got a... and Dan and Richie, I know you guys have had this. I got a little bit of a licorice note on the end. It's like caramel, licorice, some nuttiness in there, peanut. It's really good. Really complex whiskey. The cognac really makes a nice influence on this one. Really good stuff. Let me go for another sip. This is really good. It's turning into now this weird finish on this weird flavor on the front. I'm trying to pinpoint it. I'm still getting that that kind of licorice caramel type flavor in there. Richie Z says it's one of his fave bourbons of all time. I can see why, Richie. This is really good. It's got very, very clean flavors. What I mean by that is that the flavors come in, they're not really intermingled. You could really taste all the different flavors in this. It's really good. I can see why this is a fan favorite. Awesome. I saved a little bit for another time, but thank you so much, Richie Z. I really appreciate it. Cheers to you, buddy. Thanks again. Eric Wade, sounds like a whiskey gasm. It kind of is, man. It's a very, very well done whiskey. You know, I haven't been too crazy about some of the finishings that Parker's has done. I was pretty lukewarm on the orange Curacao one. I know a lot of people liked it. It was a little bit too orangey for me. I like when orange comes through more, you know, through the rye mash bill when you pick up those citrus flavors. But on this, it really, on the cognac for me works really well. But on the Parker's Heritage and that orange curacao, I just felt like it was too orangey for me personally. But I know a lot of people really liked it. Hey, Jim Shannon's here. How you doing, buddy? Let's see. Yeah, I keep taking sips of this, but I'm gonna put this one aside. Let's get back into a couple news stories, guys. We don't have too much more, but definitely wanted to call these out. There's some cool stuff coming out. So let me go back into let me find the next story. All right, here we go, guys. So the next story coming up in the whiskey news is the Glenmorangie. Just talking about finished whiskeys, and Eric Waite, if you're still in the chat, you might want to pay attention to this one. Glenmorangie has unveiled the latest release in its non-age statement classic collection. The Glenmorangie Cabernet Sauvignon Cask Finish was finished in, you guessed it, Cabernet casks, bottled at 40% ABV, which is kind of disappointing. But it's widely available actually now for only $30, which is kind of crazy. I feel like that's just going to be a sweet, very easy sipping whiskey to drink. But the 40% there kind of doesn't really make me too excited. Going into the next one, this one's kind of exciting. The Seattle's Westland Distillery is releasing its latest Peat Week limited edition single malt. This is bottled at 50% ABV. Priced at $100, this is a heavily peated whiskey. It's available in limited amounts with just over 1,000 bottles for sale in select markets. This whiskey includes casks ranging from 3 to 5 years old. It has a phenol count of 55 ppm, roughly equal to Ardbeg 10-year-old. So if you're a peat head out there, this might be one to look out for. It's a limited bottling, but come on, look at that bottle. You gotta love it. The design on that is just awesome. Let's go to our second to last story of the night, guys. This is has to do with, where is it here? Clondenny. So Clondenny is an independently bottled Scotch. They're releasing 4 new single cask offerings from Bunnahabhain, Craigellachie, Fettercan single malts, which are each a 10-year-old, and then they're also releasing a 14-year-old Port Dundas single grain. Each of these whiskeys is being released as a single cask, limiting the number of bottles available. However, there will be future single cask releases of similar whiskeys from these distilleries, aged for the same amount of time, which should make them easier to track down a little bit. The whiskeys are bottled with no chill filtration or added coloring, none of that. The Clondenny brand is owned by Douglas McGibbon, a subsidiary of Douglas Lang. The whiskeys are all 46% ABV. Are available in a handful of states for $55. So, pretty good. And our last story of the night, guys, is a Japanese whiskey. Unfortunately, this is only available in Japan, but I thought it was kind of cool. This is produced by Japanese spirits company Suntory, offering blended whiskeys sourced from 5 different countries. This is blended whiskeys from Japan, Scotland, Ireland, Canada, and the U.S. They own distilleries in each of these countries, giving them access to some of the best whiskeys in the world and plenty of it. So AO or AO, or I'm not really sure how you say it, but AO means blue. It's named for the color of the oceans connecting these different countries and is packaged in a pentagonal bottle as an additional nod to the 5 sources of whiskey. It's being released in Japan this April, and currently there are no plans to export it to other countries as of yet, but don't rule it out. This is 43% ABV and currently for sale in Japan for only 5,000 yen. So that's it, guys. That is the whiskey news for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So let's get into some picks, guys. I'm excited. We're going to start off with the Buffalo Trace pick first. This is from Flicks. And I do have a regular Buffalo Trace bottle, so we can do some comparisons here. So I'm going to use 2 more Glencairns, I think, for this one. I want to do the Russel's pick in the Copita glasses, the Copitas. Hey, Whiskey Friend is here. Nice to see you, man. Let's see. Eric Waite, I heard about this. I won't buy a Japanese whiskey that I know isn't Japanese. Very good point. Very good point, Eric. Yeah, it's sourced from all over a lot of it from the U.S., a lot of it from North America, so. All right. So like I said, this is the pick from Buffalo Trace. This is Flick's store, like I mentioned, in Michigan. I was bourbon hunting out there, happened to come across this store. So let's give this a little bit of a pour. All right, so that's the pick. And I'm going to pour a little bit of regular Buffalo Trace so we could do a quick comparison and see if we have a big difference between these two. Normally with the picks, especially for Buffalo Trace, they tend to come off a little bit more balanced and not so sweet to me. So should be interesting how these fare. So this is the regular Buffalo Trace. So regular Buffalo Trace is, as expected, creamy, very, very sweet with the corn flavor, caramel, your really nice typical bourbon flavors, vanillas. You get a little bit of oak in there. All right, let's go to the pick and see what we get here. Wow, this is way, way fruitier on the nose. There's sweetness there, but I'm getting a lot of dark fruits on the nose on this pick. Wow, this is just pure blueberries, strawberries. It's weird. The oak isn't as present in the pick as it is on the regular Buffalo Trace. This is so sweet and so candied. The oak is starting to come through a little bit, but it's still really just giving me a lot of dark fruits. Definitely a little bit of a raisin kick in there. Definitely more complex on the nose on the pick. Let's go in for a sip of the pick and see what we get here. Cheers, guys. Wow, first of all, it's super, super light, especially coming off the higher proof bourbons that I just had. This is Buffalo Trace it's 90 proof. But this is pure. This is like jam in a glass. It's so fruity. It's really crazy. I'll go for another sip real quick. All right, second sip, you get a little bit more oak in there, but the fruitiness and this is like a little bit of caramel drizzled on strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of a peach note in here too. Yeah, the first couple sips are super fruity. It's starting to level off now and taste a little bit more like Buffalo Trace, but the first few sips of this are just super, super concentrated with our fruit flavors. Really good. Let's see, what do we got here? Aged lower in the rick house. Let's see, bourbon saying this says, it doesn't say, it just says it's barrel number 189. So I'm not sure where it was aged. Jason, much different from my store pick. Sounds great. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like the fruitiness to it. And for a 90 proof, and I find this with a lot of Buffalo Traces, they tend to linger, which is always kind of nice. Hey, Carlos Ramos is in the house. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Monica, I love barrel picks. Let's see, lighter fruits too, or just dark fruits? Bourbon saying I'm starting to pick up a little bit of lighter fruits, meaning like maybe a little bit of a peach or an apricot in there. The nose is getting a little bit more citrusy, so maybe even a little bit of orange peel in there too. I'm not getting it too much. Let's see if it translates to the palate now that it's opened up a little bit here. Oh wow, yeah. So the fruit flavors have kind of, I don't want to say taken a back seat, but they've kind of dissipated a little bit, and now it's becoming a little bit more caramel, vanilla, and orange peel flavored. It's a really interesting pick. It's kind of taking me through all these different flavors, with each sip, which is what you really kind of want in a bourbon. But, that's good for the first few sips, but you don't want it to change and alter too much. You want it to kind of, you want it to kind of stay that good. Let's see. BT picks can vary a bit. Nice to taste a few that are off profile. Jim Chana finished my Chuck Norris's Tears. Yeah, I've heard that pick is pretty legendary, Jim. Really good stuff. Yeah, this went from super fruity to now it's just honey and citrus. It's almost like when you make when you're not feeling so well and you make a tea like a honey tea with some lemon or orange zest in it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It smells like a freshly brewed citrus tea. Wow. All right, one more sip, guys. It's good. It's definitely thinning out a little bit. The 90 proof doesn't, really, you're not going to feel it at all. It's just a really nice, easy sipper. Regular Buffalo Trace, which I've always loved. Yeah, that's your typical Buffalo Trace profile. So this pick definitely is off profile for Buffalo Trace. Regular Buffalo Trace is way more caramel, vanilla. I get that little bit of pecan flavor and vanilla ice cream that I love to get in a Buffalo Trace. But this is definitely off flavor profile and definitely worthy of being called a pick. So really happy with this. That was a good one. All right, let's go to. I'm gonna take a sip of water here with my Batman glass. Let's see what's going on in the chat real quick. Christine Deans, my store just got an Elijah Craig store pick last week and has a Buffalo Trace pick coming next month. The EC is great. Now can't wait for the Buffalo Trace. Yeah, Christine, it should be pretty. These Buffalo Trace picks that I've had, mostly all of them are definitely off profile. So I think if you find it and you can get it, I think you will be pleasantly surprised at how different it is from the regular Buffalo Trace. Usually in a good way. Eric Waite, if you were stranded on an island and could only have one whiskey, would it be a Scotch or a bourbon? Wow. Eric Waite, it would definitely be a bourbon. I do love some Scotches, but it would still definitely be a bourbon. Which bourbon is the question? I don't know. So far, that George T. Stagg that I reviewed was pretty amazing. That Elijah Craig Barrel Proof 139.4 proof one that I opened live, that was pretty ridiculous too. There's a lot of good ones, but it would probably be a bourbon. I would just miss that really nice corn sweetness, and as much as I do love some Scotches that I've tried, especially the peated ones, surprisingly, for those I have to be kind of in the mood for those, whereas bourbon I'm always in the mood for. So that's really the difference. Let's see. Deanston. Whiskey Friend is sipping on a Deanston 12. Whiskey Friend, that's one of my favorite Scotches that I've tried last year, was the Deanston 12. It was absolutely great. It's one of my Scotches that I tell bourbon drinkers to try because of that really nice honeycomb and the honeycomb and what's the other flavor? And the citrus flavor that's in there. It's delicious. Eric Waite said, for me, it would be the Ardbeg Isla. Okay. Yeah, I totally get you with the Ardbeg. Jim Shannon said Bell Mead Honey Cask. Really? Wow, okay. Haven't had that one, Jim. I got to try that one. All right, cool. So let's get to our next pick, guys. I'm really excited to try this one. So this is, like I mentioned, this is the Russell's Reserve Hops to Go. Actually, no, this isn't. This is the Ohio pick. I'm not going to do that one, I don't think, because I got this one. And I wanted to do, this is the pick from Chad and Sarah. From its Bourbon Night. So this is their Russell's Reserve pick. Haven't even gotten into this one yet, so wanted to open it with you guys. I don't think there's many picks that I enjoy more than the Russell's Reserve picks. Some of them are just absolutely phenomenal. The Four Roses picks, too, I love. But something about the Russell's Reserve picks are just unreal. So let's pop that open. All right, here we go, guys. So this is the Hops to Go Delicious pick. This was picked by the Lexington Bourbon Society, which Chad and Sarah are a part of. So really nice color to it. I don't know, for me, Wild Turkey has this little tint of red to it. And when I say that, people think I'm nuts, but I'm standing by it. And now I have the regular Russell's Reserve that I have. We'll compare it real quick. I don't think we need to. I think you guys will know that it's going to be definitely different than the regular Russell's pick, or the regular Russell's offering, I should say. But it's always fun to compare picks. I definitely urge you guys to, to get, it's kind of how I train myself with trying to get different flavors out of whiskeys and bourbons is, one thing that definitely helps is trying to get yourself acclimated with one particular whiskey line that you love, whether it be Wild Turkey, Old Forester, Elijah Craig. Get yourself acclimated with one whiskey type, one whiskey brand, and taste and taste and taste until you can pretty much get every flavor that you can pulled out of your head. And then start, maybe tasting other whiskeys next to it. And that's how you can kind of start picking out different parts and flavors and starting to know what whiskey's what. Doing blind tastings, as you saw last week, is always fun. It's always challenging. But you can really start to train your sensories to really, start to pick out what whiskey's what. Let's see, what do we got here? The Warehouse Delicious has just opened up nicely after being open for a few weeks. Oh, Brian Brennicky, you have one? Monica sees the red. Thank you. Yes, it is red. Monica Willow tops to go. It's going out of business. Really, Monica? Man, dropping the sadness. All right. So I'm going to go. This is the regular Russells right here, and this is the pick from Lexington Bourbon Society and also Chad and Sarah. So let's go into the regular one real quick. One of the most classic, delicious bourbon noses that you can buy today. Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. Cinnamon. Nuttiness. Cherry. Caramel. Vanilla. Definitely some really nice oak flavor in there. Just such a beautiful balance. But the cherry and cinnamon is always what sells me on a Russell's. I just love it. Oh, it's just so good on the nose. All right, now I'm going to go to the pick, and let's see how this one is on the nose. Here we go. Wow, this is... What? You would think these are from two different distilleries. My goodness, this is just pure baking spice Christmas cake. Oh my goodness. That is really good on the nose. This is like cinnamon, cloves, baking spices. God, it smells like fall. Wow, the nose on this is incredible. I mean, this has a really good nose too, but this has the cherry, the cinnamon, the vanilla, the caramel on it. But then you just take cinnamon, cloves, and baking spices and just kind of throw them on top. Wow. Really, really good. This is incredible. This is so good on the nose. All right, let's go to the palate here. So I'm going to first try the Russell's, the regular one. Yeah, delicious. Pure deliciousness. The cherry, the cinnamon, the vanilla, the caramel, the barrel char, everything translates to the palate. You get a nice finish on it. If any of you out there have not had Russell's Reserve, you need to go buy a bottle immediately. It's one of the most pure, delicious, and exciting bourbons to sip on. Each is a little bit different, but being a single barrel, but it's extremely one of the more consistent bourbons you can buy out there. Really, really good. Now this on the nose is just pure. Oh my God, I can't get over that cake flavor. It's like deep, dark, like fruit cake with all those baking spices intermingled in there. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water because I want to get the full effect of this one. Bourbon saying, yeah, single barrel could be very different, but it definitely, Russell's Reserve for me is one of the most consistent with single barrels. When you're just buying the regular offering, I feel like, if you buy a Russell's Reserve single barrel, they keep it pretty consistent. I think it's pretty amazing to me. All right, let's go in for the taste. This is the pick from Lexington Bourbon Society. And Chad and Sarah, if they watch the replay, cheers to you guys. Thanks for picking this. On the nose, it's incredible. Let's go for the taste, guys. Cheers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the finish keeps going. This has a very, very incredible finish to it. You know, the front of the palate wasn't hitting me too much. It definitely started off sweet. But now the finish, all those baking spices that I smelled on the nose, man, they are all coming now to the finish. Absolutely delicious. I need another sip. Cheers, guys. Oh, yeah. Wow, there is a really nice, there's an amazing fruitcake experience to this whiskey, or to this bourbon. It's just those baking spices. You're getting like a little kick of citrus in there. You're still getting the cherry, the cinnamon. The finish on this Russell's is incredible. It keeps going and going. It sticks to the palate. You're getting that little bit of oak there on the back of the palate, and that little bit of the rye or black pepper spice. Yeah, this is a really, really good pick. This is awesome. It's so good. Well, I'm almost upset I have to switch to the Four Roses soon. This is so good. What about going in the chat, guys? Let's see. Let me scroll up here. Yep. Okay, like wedding cake. Oh, Monica, good call. Yes, Chad and Sarah did get engaged. I think wedding cake, well, it depends on what wedding cake. People get so many crazy flavors, but if you're talking about like a fall, like a type of, like a Christmas cake, or, you know, something with like that's got that spiciness to it, like the nutmegs and the you know, the clove and the cinnamon, they're all in there. It's really amazing. Christine Deems is, I'm getting ready to have vanilla birthday cake, so what do you recommend to go with that? Let's see. So vanilla birthday cake. Well, you want something to kind of offset the sweetness, Christine, because it's already sweet. Since bourbon's already inherently sweet. That's a really good question. You know what, Christine? You know what I had with the birthday cake just by accident that was actually really good? If you have it, well, either of the two. If you have Weller Special Reserve or Weller 107, those actually really went well with cake. Also, one of my favorite things to drink with any dessert is also Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, because you get that Snickers bar quality that goes with cake. You get that really nice chocolatiness to it. Oh, Old Forester 1920. Really good with cake, too. Sorry, I'm giving you too many options, Christine, but thank you. Eric Waite said milk. Monica said any bourbon. Yeah, pretty much. That sweetness kind of goes side to side. Wow, I'm going to keep sipping this Russell's pick. My goodness. Well, that's really good. Yeah. Love a World Weller 107. ECBP goes with everything. Yep, chocolate cherry. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, good call, DJ Beacon. Eagle Rare. That's a good one. Although the Eagle Rares, it depends on which one it is. Some of them could be a little bit woodsy, more woody than others, more barrel influence than others. The sweeter ones definitely go with cake. So, all right, I'm going to keep this one aside here, and then we're going to get into... Oh, wait, before we get into the Four Roses, it's time to pick my winner tonight, guys. This is going to be for who's going to come on the channel with me. Hopefully you can do it next week, but if you can't do it next week, we could do it another week, whatever is good for your schedule. This is going to be the contest to see, who I'm going to send. Well, we'll talk in chat because I kind of want to find out whoever the winner is going to be, what they kind of like, what they're into, what their flavor profile is. And then based on that, I want to send you maybe 4 to 5 samples to do a blind tasting either next week or a week, upcoming soon. So yeah, we'll get to talk, we'll get to chat. I'll be able to send you some stuff. So I'm using Steve A. You see that much difference in Eagle Rare bottles, the Mash and Drum? Some of them I do, Steve A. Yeah. I know they keep it pretty consistent, but I've had some that You know, it's not off the first sip, though. Let me clarify this. It's not from the first sip. The first sip always kind of tastes very similar. It's when you're like halfway down the bottle. To me, some of them stay a little bit more balanced with some oak and a lot of the sweetness, and some of the others are just very sweet. Let's see. Steve A, if I trusted my own tasting ability more, I'd definitely have entered. Thanks, Joseph. Hit the like button. Captain, make it happen. I wish my schedule allowed me to throw my hat in the ring. Yeah. Guys, it's... Oh, thanks, Whiskey Friend. It's getting late. Thanks for popping in, buddy. If you guys haven't seen the Whiskey Friend, his videos, he's really, really great. Really does a really thorough breakdown of the whiskeys. Eric Waite, Bourbon Sane, all you guys, amazing. Let's see. Joseph Brazil said, my last 2 Eagle Rares have been quite musty moldy. Yes, Joseph. You know, that's really what I'm kind of thinking when I pick that up. Some of them get a little bit of, you get almost too much of a barrel, like a bitter barrel taste to it. And the ones that stay sweeter, I feel like stay more delicious, for the ones that get that musty smell kind of goes the other way. So that's what I mean when I say that. All right, guys, so I'm using random.org. So here's you can't really see my screen on my computer here, but so far I have, let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people that entered, that volunteered to be on the channel. So I'm going to hit randomize, and the number 1 person to pop on here will be the winner. So the entries are from Bourbon Sane, Whiskey Throttle, No Airbag, Whiskey Ace, Eric Waite, Joe Green, Michael Hassett, Levi Benton, iDotter81, Steven Sussman, and Ryan Perez. So all 3 of you guys are all of you guys, not all 3 of you, but all you guys are in the running. Hey, Eric Waite just came in. Oh, thanks, buddy. $9.99 super chat. Congratulations on hitting 1,000. Thank you so much, Eric. I really appreciate that. Really, really cool. And for that, you get a new super chat video. Here we go. Can you guys guess the drummer? Here we go. Yes. Who knows the drummer? Who knows the drummer? First one to name that drummer, I will send you a dram of this Russell's Reserve pick. Come on, guys. You guys know him. Who knows him? First one to name the drummer, I'll send you a sample of the Russell Reserve pick. Oh, crap, Steve A., you got it. Good guess. Buddy Rich. That was Buddy Rich. Steve A., good job, man. I'm going to send you a sample of the Russell's Reserve pick. So, congrats, buddy. Steve A., I can't remember if I've contacted you yet, but if I haven't, drop your email in the chat and I'll contact you. I'll get you a sample. Cool, man. All right. So let's go to the randomizer and see who's going to come on the channel with me, guys. So here we go. Randomize now. And it is, number 1 is, it's Whiskey Ace. Where's Whiskey Ace? Is he in the chat? Whiskey Ace got number 1. Whiskey Ace, is he here? I don't know if Whiskey Ace is here, but Whiskey Ace, if you're in the, Whiskey Ace, if you're in the chat, you have won the chance to come on to the channel with me, and do the blind tasting. So I don't know if he's in there, but hopefully, if he's not and watches the replay, he will find out. I will send him a quick message on YouTube. So congrats to Whiskey Ace. He's coming on the channel. Hopefully, he could come next week. If not, we'll plan something after. Good job, Whiskey Ace. All right. All right, so, guys, I want to also mention Bourbon Sane. We have some plans to do a tandem live stream too. So hopefully we can do that soon, Bourbon Sane. That'd be pretty cool. Let me see. Is Whiskey Ace in the chat here? Whiskey Ace. No, he's not here yet. So, or not here tonight, unfortunately. But I'll reach out to him. That's really cool. I'm glad he won. So he's been in the chat, definitely on my channel for a long time. Definitely a longtime supporter. So, all right, guys, let's get into some Four Roses. So here we go. Got this one. I'm super psyched to try this one. This will be the last stream of the night, guys. I have one more. I have one more super chat drum solo. If any of you guys want to see it, feel free to send a super chat. One other thing I wanted to mention is I wanted to thank my Patreon supporters. They have already been contributing to the channel. So if you feel like contributing to the channel, supporting what I do here, check out me on Patreon. Become a supporter. You can do it for little as $1 a month. These are my Patreon supporters I have right now. I am planning on doing a... thank you guys. Thank you, Patreon supporters. I'm planning on doing a series in March for March Madness. I have selected or used my Patreon supporters to help me get 20 to pick about 10 to 15 to 16 bourbons that are in the $20 to $30 range. I don't want to do budget bourbons. I kind of want to hit that sweet spot of $20 to $30. So I'm going to be doing a 16 bourbon blind taste off to see which bourbons in that range comes out number one and who's the champion. So that'll be a really fun thing to do. Also coming up on this Monday, I'm going to be heading down to Woodford Reserve, doing a interview with Elizabeth McCall, who's the assistant master distiller at Woodford Reserve. She's absolutely amazing. This will be my first episode in my special series on the Mash and Drum called Off the Still. So this is going to be strictly interviews with master distillers, asking them how they taste, asking them how they, how they really kind of nose a glass, how they work their different types of chemistry into how they pick barrels, how they keep things consistent. Woodford Reserve does things a little bit differently. Everything is done in batches, which I think is really incredible, and they still keep a very consistent flavor profile. So I'll have an interview with her. Going to do a brand new type of video for that, so I hope you guys are excited for that one. It's going to be a really, really cool video. So let's see. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, glad you liked the idea. It's going to be really cool. 16 brackets, 16 bourbon bracket, all coming into who's going to be the champion in this $20 to $30 range. And I think I'm going to actually keep doing it and work my way up, go to like $30 to $40, $50 to $60, until maybe we get to a, grand champion in that $100 range. It's should be pretty interesting. So let's crack open. This is the Four Roses pick. Sorry, that's the back of it. That's the front right there. This was selected by Brent Elliott, Master Distiller. When I went and waited online for the 130th anniversary, this was available in the gift shop only. So this is 9 years, 8 months old. Was bottled exclusively for the Four Roses gift shops. This bourbon greets you with fruit, floral aromas. You know what? I don't want to read it because it's gonna kind of warp my mind into what it's gonna taste like. So, ooh, that was in there, nice and tight. Oh, the cork smells real good. All right, here we go, guys. Last dram of the night. I've been really excited to open this one. Let's say you should do Monica Welch. You should do brackets. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do brackets. I'm gonna have it all set up like a March Madness tournament. It's gonna be pretty cool. Have a lot of cool ideas for it, Monica. It's gonna be awesome. Monica, you get to bet on the brackets. That might be legal, but yeah, we could do that if you want here. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I want to do it. I think what I want to do is shoot them all first, so I don't know what anything is. And then when I actually find out the winner, then I'll edit them all down and then start posting them, bracket 1, bracket 2, bracket 3. I think it'll be a really cool, fun thing to do. There are a lot of these different bourbons in that $20 to $30 range that I sip on a lot, and I just wanted to find out, okay, what would be my favorite one? So this is kind of a cool way to do it, and my Patreon supporters kind of help me pick out the different ones to kind of throw in there. It doesn't matter proof. It doesn't matter if it's wheated, if it's high rye, low rye. I don't care. I'm throwing them all in the mix. I'm going to see who comes out on top. The Dan Trout, a blind lineup with Bourbon Sane. Yeah, if you want to do that, Bourbon Sane, we'll totally do a blind lineup. I'd be glad to send him something. So, Brian Wall, 16 drams. Exactly. It's going to be 16. Oh, yeah, Ryan Follick, bet with Super Chats. Absolutely. All right, guys, let's get into this Four Roses. I could already smell the nose on here. It smells incredible. It is very floral, but, I was talking to Dan about this. A scent that I've been picking up on Four Roses lately, I don't know where it's coming from. I didn't really get it before. It's dill. It's a dill scent. I mean, this is a 20% rye mash bill. It's not a super high rye, but it's extremely floral, this. I mean, I know it says it on the label, but it is very floral. This is a garden in a glass. There's some caramel, vanilla, honey sweetness in there. Definitely bright, definitely bright fruits in here. Light fruits of orange, tangerine, peaches, cherry. Wow, that is just incredible on the nose. There is an overlying caramel molasses on here too. The barrel char. The nose on this is insane. Wow. I'm going to compare this to the Russel's nose. The Russel's nose is completely different because this is all like baking spicy. The Four Roses is just pure floral, cherry. God, apricots, peaches, caramel, vanilla. That is delicious on the nose. That's really, really good. Let's see. Mr. Bill, let's see, what did Richie Z say? Here we go. We'd love to see Jason see on the next 12 hours of Boom. Oh, man, I hope so. I'll be drinking all sorts of Boom with those guys. Let's see. Yeah, that comes from the rye. Yeah. But, so, who said that? That is Ryan Follick. So, yeah, Ryan, it's something that I wasn't picking up on Four Roses, for a long time. It was the, that dill note. But lately, these Four Roses bottles that I've had, I'm picking it up more. All right, let's go to the palate on this, guys. Last dram of the night. Cheers. Oh, wow. Yeah, so, wow, great finish too. But this is a completely different flavor profile. This is candied fruits. This is like those dried fruits you get that are just covered in a little bit of sugar. Totally, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. The finish is still going. I'm trying to pull out these flavors here. It's like cherries or apricots or peaches dipped in sugar and then maybe drizzled in honey, and then you take a bite of it. Then they get a little bit of that floral note too. Wow, it's really good. It's all over the place in the palate. I'm going for another sip here. Oh my God. See, now the fruit flavors and the caramels are getting more concentrated. And now the oak and the rye are starting to make its presence felt now on the finish. Really, really delicious bourbon. Dan Trout, I know you have a bottle of this. I don't know if you cracked it open, but let me know if you did, and let me know if you get the same things I'm getting, because it's absolutely delicious. Wow, so much candied fruits, a floral quality to it, caramels, vanillas. But that candied fruit note and the floral, but that oak spice on the end. I love when bourbons do that. They give you such a great balance. I don't like bourbons that just stay sweet and then just kind of go nowhere. I like ones that can offer you such a great sweetness up front and then give that finish such a nice experience with the spice kick and the oak. It's delicious. And that's what this one is doing. It's really great. Monica Wells, I'm sorry, but dill is not what I want in my bourbon. Yeah, Monica, I mean, a lot of people pick it up with definitely higher rye. It's something I pick up on ryes a lot. But for some reason, you don't get any dill on the palate of this, Monica, so don't worry. It's really just on the nose. On the palate, it's all candied fruits, cherry, vanilla, apricot, peach, then a really nice oak spice kick on the end. Really, really amazingly balanced pick from Brett Elliott. Really, really good. Oh, I could drink that all day. That's good. All right, who wants to win another sample, guys? I've already given away one to Steve A. So let's give away another one tonight, guys. Whoever wins this one, I'll give you a choice. You can either get the Four Roses that I just sipped on and described, or I will send you, if you want, the Russell's pick from the Lexington Bourbon Society and Chad and Sarah. Let me see. You know what? I'll see how you guys are paying attention to the news. I'll give you a question from the news feed here. See who answers first. Dan Trout, I get caramel drizzle, banana on the mild palate, finish is spicy with cherry topping. Yeah, Dan. Oh, banana. That's a really good call out, Dan. I could see banana. Yeah, I get, man. There's so much caramel on the nose to me, though. It's like Bananas Foster. Yeah, I could see banana. Very good. Dan the man, folks. All right, guys. So to win another dram of the night, let's see. I'm going to pick out another question real quick before we sign off. Let's see what we got here. All right, here's a quick question. So we mentioned the new rye that's being debuted by Old Forester. I did mention the mash bill. Give me the percentage of the rye that's in the mash bill for the new Old Forester. First one to guess it will win their choice of a dram right of this. So go for it, guys. After we do this, I'll tell you what my favorite dram of the night was. Steve A is going to shut up because he already won. Thanks, Steve. Let me just double check here what it is. All right, they're coming in fast and furious. Whoa, let me go back. Who got it first? Cap and Make It Happen got it first, buddy. Very good job. My man in Texas. It is 65% rye. So Cap and Make It Happen. Cap and Make It Happen, what would you like, buddy? Do you want the Four Roses or do you want the Russells? After you choose, I will pick my favorite of the night, guys. Eric Waite says, sometimes I get vanilla pudding with vanilla wafers and banana in bourbon. Yeah, that's definitely a kind of, it's definitely a flavor profile that a lot of people pick up. Captain, yeah, he wants the Russell's Reserve. Okay. All right, so Steve A and Captain are winners tonight. Whiskey Ace is the winner for the, I'll contact him. He's going to come on. I'm going to send him some blind samples based on what he likes. Want to prepare a really cool sampling for him. Keep an eye out for my next review, guys. My next review is going to be, where is it? This bottle right here. My next review coming up, guys, is going to be the new Peerless Straight Rye Whiskey. This is the new 3-year aged Peerless Rye. Uncut, unfiltered, supposed to be phenomenal. Scott from My Bourbon Journey was kind enough to send me a bottle of the 2-year rye so I could do a nice compare. So that's going to be my next review, guys. Thanks again so much for everybody watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the super chats, whoever sent one in. Really appreciate that too. Before I sign off, I'm going to rank kind of my favorites here. My third was, as you could probably guess, was Buffalo Trace. Even though it was very good, off flavor profile, it just didn't have enough kick to me on the end. It's very sweet, lower proof. As you guys know, I like the higher proof stuff, as a lot of bourbon drinkers do. Now, what's in my second place? Is it Four Roses or Russell's? Hard to pick, but I gotta say, I think my favorite of the night was the Russel's pick. It was, what won it for me on it was the finish. That spicy, cakey finish was really, really delicious. Lexington Bourbon Society, Chad and Sarah picked a really great bottle. Absolutely amazing. Really, really good stuff, guys. So, Steve A, do I see a JD Heritage barrel back there? Yes, Steve A. It was my surprise whiskey of the year last year. It's absolutely delicious. I have another bottle too that I got because it's so damn good. See, Captain Make It Happen said JD is always Banana City for me. You don't get that banana flavor in Jack Daniels in this one. You get it a little bit, but whatever the lower entry proof that they did on that whiskey, the way they aged it, the special charred and the toasted barrels, what they did to create that whiskey just took that Jack Daniels to a whole nother level. It's absolutely delicious. If you guys can't find it, find a pour of it. It's great. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the flavor that's in there. Yeah, so, all right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you coming by. A lot of stuff going on, coming up. Hope you're excited. Thanks for coming in tonight. Had a lot of fun drinking all these great samples. And as I always say, it is not about the whiskey. It is the people you share it with. So cheers, everyone, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.